luminary lights may float away, but there's one thing that one can never sever. Memories are a very special gift, and they will last forever.
I think Camp Erin is magical because it brings together and normalizes a grief experience for children.
We've really created an organization that is all-encompassing in terms of its support for children and their families that have suffered any type of loss.
So excited to be a part of this amazing group where kids always say no one knows what it's like to feel as they do when you've experienced such a loss, and to spend a weekend having fun with kids just like you is incredible. I'm so thrilled that my kids have the opportunity to do so.
What you realize the minute that you get up to this campground is that these children are going to have a real mix of grief activities where they're able to express their grief and have an amazing time doing camp activities.
It's amazing the transformation we see from the children when they begin the camp to when they leave the camp. They're much more comfortable, they're much more confident. We know those connections are lifelong connections for them.
The other thing that's important about all of this is that not only does it impact the children and have a positive impact on all of these children that take advantage of the Camp Erin experience and the support group experience, but when we change positively these children, when we impact their lives in a positive manner, it impacts the lives of their families, and it also impacts the lives of their community, their schools. So we are doing so much more, and I couldn't be prouder of what Camp Erin has become in such a short period of time.
It was a great experience for him because he was around other children who understood the experience of losing someone close. They did activities that were not only about grief, but fun activities interspersed with the grief. So it really was a healing atmosphere, I think, for him, and an ability to express himself.
These kids, it felt an immediate connection. Just the fact that they all knew that they shared the same experience. They all lost someone that's important in their life. Often they feel alone, but here they feel like they are supported and that there's other friends their age that have gone through the same thing.
What is so special about Camp Erin, and something that I didn't even realize when we started this whole initiative, is the nature of family that gets developed.
It was so special to see the children have that moment where they recognized that they were just like their camp mate, that they could recognize their own grief in the faces of somebody who was their age and feel like they were free to express, free to have fun, and free to normalize their experience of grief.
There's a myth about how children grieve, and what we hope to help both the children and the parents understand is that children grieve differently. Their grief is like short-term, almost like a roller coaster. So sometimes people don't understand that, and they think that they're okay or they're not okay, depending on how they see them. At camp, we give them a place and a space to grieve any way they want, And we also ensure that the parents, the caregivers, and the guardians understand childhood grief. Children are asked to bring a picture of the significant person who died. That picture is posted on a memory board with all the other campers' significant people in their lives, and that stays up all weekend for them to look at, reflect, and see that they're not alone. Everyone grieves differently. There are times that are more manageable and there are times that are more difficult. That's how our Camp Erin program is organized. We do activities that are serious and talk about the deceased, and then we have a fashion show. So each activity gives the child the option and the opportunity to pay honor to their significant person. At the same time, there's activities that are just for fun. We have a very high staff volunteer ratio so that we're sure that every camper feels connected and gets the attention they need.
Being a volunteer allows me to feel better knowing that these kids have resources available to them, that they made friendships that will last a lifetime, and that it empowers them to be better adults and maybe make the world a better place too.
We do grief activities combined with fun camp activities like swimming and sports, arts and crafts, and it allows them to process their grief. It's really, really beneficial for all of them because they feel like they're not alone.
One of the most magical things about Camp Erin is how quickly connections are made.
For me, the most meaningful activity over the weekend is the luminary ceremony. Each of the children have made a special jar, and they come up and they express and send a message to the loved one that has passed away. And then they take their jar and they place it on a dock that's sitting in the lake.
I just want to tell her that I miss her. And I just like to tell her that I miss her.
And they always supported me and when I needed support.
That I'll always miss her, no matter what.
I just want to say that I really miss you and I love you so much.
And I will love you forever.
It's like one big family. Everyone really opens up and they see that they're not suffering, they're not alone. And I think it's one of the most powerful experiences anyone can have.
Our goals are to help them heal and offer them hope that there is life after loss.
there's a change in these children in their school environment, and there's a change overall. So I couldn't be prouder of what Camp Erin has already meant to the Montreal community over a very short period of time.
Camp Erin is a transformative experience. I'm so honored to be a part of this program, and I cannot imagine how the community ever lived without it.
Thank you, Camp Erin.
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 Thank you, Camp Erin. Thank you so much for everything.